Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, I'm Christeena.
And you're watching
Game of Tomes.
Today, we're going to be talking about a super awesome book that you read because this is a discussion video full of spoilers about The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers.
That was really good. That was a good intro.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So if you haven't read it, go away.
Yeah.
Watch we like you, but we're going to spoil the heck out of you if you haven't read this.
Yeah.
And we have a review video.
Yeah, go watch a review video. Yeah. Okay, so last month I picked this book up and I was like, Christeena, you have to read this because it is now one of my all-time favorites, and she did. So thank you.
And thank you.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really, really good. Mm-hmm. So, okay, Rosemary, I thought there was going to be something like more extreme.
Yeah.
With her case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she was like running away and like changed everything. And I remember telling you because I was like, oh, that's it, girl? You know?
Yeah.
But, like, I could understand wanting to, like, escape her past and, like, not being able to go anywhere with, like, your dad's a murderer! You know, like, I wouldn't.
Your dad's a murderer.
I wouldn't like that.
I could see, like, wanting to start fresh.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was going to be something, like, more dramatic, though.
Mm.
I mean, not that that is a horrible thing, to provide guns to
say.
both sides in a
yeah.
species war, you know, whatever, and yeah, not that that's not a horrible thing.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning it even said, though, that she was like, you know, even though I'm innocent of everything.
Right.
So.
She did,
Yeah.
and I forgot about that.
Okay.
And, because I was like, you didn't even do anything, like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, but, you know, then when she was talking about, you know, not being able to go anywhere or do anything, and, like, the news coverage all the time, and like their family pictures all over the news,
yeah.
and, you know, and yeah, that would suck. I'm glad that she told everybody though, and I was kind of surprised that it ended up being Jinx first, versus like maybe Sissix,
yeah,
or somebody else. But I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up really liking Jinx.
Me too.
A lot. I think he's like one of my favorite characters.
I feel like they're all my favorite. Like, I couldn't choose a favorite. I feel like maybe Sissix is my favorite.
That's what I was gonna say too. Is
yeah.
her as well.
Yeah.
But I really like Dr. Chef.
Oh yeah.
Dr.
And he was
and
like,
Ohan.
Ohan was interesting.
That I did not see coming.
Oh, that where he gives him
Corbin
the injection.
gave him the injection.
Oh, I didn't see that coming either.
But I mean, when he walked in there, I was like, what are you up to? And then when he started talking, I was like,
no!
He's gonna do it!
Yeah.
But, like, part of me was like, no! But part of me was like, do it!
Oh, yeah. I don't know. And then he ended up being okay with it. And the fact that he could still navigate after that was... I did not see that.
I didn't understand either. Because then, like, that was the thing that they kept talking about. Whether it was him talking and didn't want it, or whether it was the parasite infection.
But that makes sense. Like, if you have a disease, like, it wants to keep itself alive.
Yeah.
And if it's a disease that, like, alters your brain so much, I could see. But, like, when, I think it's syphilis alters your brain, is that right?
Yeah.
And so, if you even got medicine and, like, you cured yourself of syphilis, you still have that brain damage. And so, that kind of makes sense that, like, he would still be able to navigate. You know, his brain is, like, permanently altered, but the virus is gone. So Dr. Chef.
Yeah.
I just loved him so much, and he just wanted to feed people.
He just wanted to make people happy. And, like, when I thought it was interesting because then, like, who was it? Sissix, maybe, was getting, like, really mad about why Dr. Chef wouldn't give Ohan the injection.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, like, that's what I do. Like, I heal people. Like, you don't think it kills me to know that, like, he's dying and I can't do anything, but it's not my choice, you know? And I was just like, ugh. And when he talks about, like, his people, and he's just, but, like, he's there, she was like, well, why don't you, like, try and repopulate, you know? Like, and he's like, just so at peace, and just like, no, you know, it's time for us to just be done with, you know, ruining our planet and ourselves. And I was like, dude,
I would love to hear him say his name in his own language.
Oh yeah, that would be. See, and I would love if this was a movie, but done in a good way.
Like, really super good. It has
because,
to be, like, excellent.
how he has to, like, get all of his vocal cords to do the same, you know, for, like, to speak clip.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, I could, like, when he laughs and they were like, what is he doing? It's like, he's laughing. Like, I think that would be so interesting, and, like, him puffing out his cheeks and stuff. Yeah. That would be really cool to see. And Pay would be really cool to see.
Oh, yeah.
She sounds gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, they all would be really cool to see, obviously.
She sounds kind of like, when you imagine, like, when you see the green aliens with the big heads and, like, the very slender bodies. Kind of like that, but, like, iridescent white, like, but, like, I imagine, like, all the colors. Yeah. Is that what she said it was? Like,
well, and then, it could, like, not really, like, reflect colors, but it would, like, constantly change, you know, when they move and stuff. That's what I thought. And then, like, when their cheeks and their colors.
That's so weird.
With their emotions.
Yeah. Well, that's how they communicate. Yeah. And I just, like, that doesn't compute in my brain.
No, me either.
Like, how could you communicate just, like, flashing colors?
Yeah.
And, like, be so technologically advanced as they are?
Well, and that's like the Andrisk, Sissix, and their hand speak.
Oh, yeah.
But they said only the older generation does that now, right?
It's like you can... Well,
or it's like a sign of great respect or something.
I feel like you communicate everything that you're feeling and, like, thinking with your hands, and, like, what you're saying is saying something different, and so, like, they, like, get to the point, like, super fast because they're just, like... There's, like, no pauses in, like, thought. Like, right now, like, I'm thinking about what to say.
Right.
And they're just, like, communicating it. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. And then their whole, like, culture was interesting. And I kind of, like, loved it a lot. And I was like, I want to cuddle with Sissix.
See, and that's one thing that, like, I never really thought of as, like, humans not really being, like, showing their emotions or, like...
Because we think that we are, but there could be an alien species who does it even more.
Yeah, and then, like, from her standpoint of view, and, like, being on the ship and having to, like, contain herself from, like, nuzzling up to somebody, you know, and just not out of, like, sexually wanting someone or anything, just for, like, comfort.
Yeah, but there is some of that, too.
And that was one part, that honestly is probably my favorite part in this whole book, ironically. Not ironically, but I guess amazingly, because there's a lot of really good parts.
Yeah.
Was when they went to that flea market and there was an older woman, and she, like, cuddled with her, and
she was an
like,
outcast.
Yeah, and how she explained to them later on about, like, you know, to be alone and to not have any comfort or no one to touch you, and, you know, like, that's the worst thing, is I was offering her comfort, you know, and, like, I was just like, yeah, oh my gosh, you know, like, how much, like, she's such an outcast, but still, like, no, but her feelings matter, like, she's a person. Well, she's not a person, but she is a being.
She's an Andrisk.
You know, that she deserves comfort just like everyone else. For a human being to just, like, touch her and just, like, you know.
You said a human being.
For another being.
You're speciesist.
For another being.
Okay.
To... You know, that spoke a lot to me.
When Rosemary came to Sissix...
I didn't know that that's what she was doing at first until Sissix caught on to it, because I didn't. I thought she was just, like, talking to her.
I kind of, like... I could see it coming.
Yeah.
I did. And I wanted it to happen. And when she came to her, and then it didn't look like Sissix was going to accept...
That's what
I started getting teary-eyed, because I was like, she's going to say no to her, and it's really upsetting me.
But you know that Sissix wanted to say yes.
Yeah.
But it was like...
But I genuinely thought that she was going to say no to her because she didn't want to, like, hurt her. Because their culture was so different. But she was like, no, I get it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Rosemary was. And she was like, she really gets it. And so, they're together.
And coupling. And Ashby was like, well, I don't need two people coupling on my ship, you know? And she was like, how do you know about that? And, like, kept
not
under
that
wraps.
He has a lot of room to talk.
Yeah, not at all.
Actually, It's fine.
Well, I mean, but a different situation.
It's still a forbidden love, kind of.
Which I thought it was kind of surprising that apparently, what is Tay's species? What is that?
I don't remember at all.
I don't either. No. But I thought it was
their ship was really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was interesting that out of like all the big open space and like their galactic commons and everybody being together and stuff, I was actually really surprised that their species is like strictly forbidden to different
have
species
relationships with other species.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and I thought it was so funny.
I was surprised by that.
Me too. But like, it's kind of like in Harry Potter, where in the second Fantastic Beasts, where the Americans weren't allowed to be with non-magic people. The American wizards and witches, and it was very a commentary, I thought, on LGBT rights, and how they're not allowed to get married. Well, they are now, but for a long time, and they're still have struggles. And I was
gonna say, unless you're like our small town that just doesn't marry anyone anymore because they refuse to do.
Who our town doesn't do?
You can't get married at the courthouse anymore.
Since when?
Since they passed a law about having to legalize gay marriage, they decided that there's a thing where either you have to do it or you can't marry anyone, and you can't get married up at the courthouse anymore. Like, you can get your marriage, sign up for it, but they will not actually marry you. You have to find someone else. They will not do it because they refused to do gay marriages here in Crossville, and you cannot do any marriages. You have to find someone else who's ordained. They will not do it.
Huh. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But they will accept your paper.
Yeah.
If you find someone.
I mean, I think so. Yes, as far as I know, yes. But you have to find someone
that upsets me.
Ordained.
I mean, it's annoying, but it upsets me less knowing that they'll still accept you.
Yeah, I think legally they have to.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
But I mean, like, if you're gay,
it's the law, though, and I mean, not just that. It's the law. Not just that, but like, people deserve to have love.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And no one else has the right to say. You know?
Yeah.
Like, straight people get divorced, like, all the time, and nobody bats an eye. But if like a man and a man want to get married, or a woman and a woman, people are like, oh my gosh, you're ruining the sanctity of marriage. Not that we haven't done that ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? I hate it. Small town problems in the South.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Alright.
Anyway, Corbin. I really did not like him.
No.
Until you found out he was a clone.
And that was super interesting. He didn't even know he was a clone, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah. And
I was asking Christeena, I was like, would he not know that he's a clone? Like, would he have
a belly button?
A belly button. Did it ever get called out on not being?
Yeah, because apparently it was, of course, super illegal. And I kind of didn't really sympathize with his dad for his reasonings, though, because, like, I get it, you found the love of your life, and she was pregnant, and then she passes away, but, like, I kind of get it, but I don't, of, like, just wanting, like, someone there to, like, always love you and this and that, but, you know, he had lost the last part of her. It's not really, like...
And it's, like, I think I would have been more sympathetic to his father had his father been
nicer,
kinder to him.
Yeah, because the way Corbin was saying it was basically like, yeah, his father just wanted like a redo of his own life and someone to not make mistakes. And it was like, Corbin was like, no matter how good I did or whatever, it was never enough, and like, that sucks.
Yeah.
As a mother, I would never ever want my kid to feel that way. Ever.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool that Sissix had to go and like save him. I love that in this, because they were like the two people that like hated each other, and it never really said why. They just don't get along.
No, I think part of it, at the core of it, it's that Sissix is so social. It's like the extreme end of social culturally, and he is basically a hermit.
Yeah.
And he resents her for having to have the temperature hot in the spaceship.
That she's cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that, though, because, like, And it was just like when she went to get him, and she was like, "Didn't he have like clothes?" And she was like, "Oh, you know, he was so humiliated. Like, oh, humans and their, you know, shamefulness of being naked or whatever." But she could still recognize that, like, she would avert her eyes because she's like, "I still recognize it. Like, this is probably his worst day of his entire life, you know." But I like to think that they end up spending a standard together and come to have mutual respect for each other. I was actually kind of also surprised at Ohan when they got boarded by the space pirates. I don't remember what the species is called, so that's why I just keep saying space pirates.
That works for me too.
I was kind of surprised because then they said that he hung out with Kizzy and just like sat, like didn't talk, but just like didn't go back to his room and stay there.
That's the moment that we were both like started freaking out.
Yeah, I didn't like. I was reading it and I was enjoying it and I was like, this is good, you know.
Yeah.
And then that part came up and then like they hit Ashby in the face and it was like Kizzy was sitting there like holding him and crying.
Yeah.
And like I was okay. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, no, you know. And then the part where I really started to like get emotional was when Ashby called Rosemary into there and she was like, "Oh, I've already sent in, you know, and I've already added up all of her damages and her stuff and blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Hey, like, that's not why you're here." And then she just, like, broke down and started crying. Yeah. And that's when I started getting emotional. And they're like, "Have you not, like, taken the time to, like,
process
freak out, you know?" Like,
and what's his name? Dr.
Shep. Oh, my gosh. She was like, "I was screaming in there for 10 minutes." And Ashley's like, "That's what that was?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was really cool. And that's when it kind of hit me. But I think it was just because everybody else was like, she was so new, you know, and that was like her first big thing that she had to do.
And then they adopted her in as family.
Yeah, because then everybody was like, "Girl,
yeah, we've been through
this
now.
Just like, it's cool, cry it out, you know, like, do your thing."
And Sissix was like, humans.
Yeah. I was going to say that I thought it was really cool and interesting how they did Sissix's family, like her Hatch family and then her Feather family.
Oh, yeah.
That was really interesting to me.
I love going to her planet.
And her concept of, like, she has 2 surviving eggs that lived and
her meeting her daughter or son.
And then she's like, "Oh, I'm not a mother though."
Yeah.
You know, I'm not old enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, what a concept. Like, that's interesting.
It is.
You know, like, it was really cool. I really felt like it was so in depth with all the other species and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it was like,
super. I thought that actually going back to that, I could see that if being of cold blood, you don't nurse your child. And you don't, like, they just kind of, like, hatch an egg, and then they go away in real life. Like lizards do on Earth. And so to have, like, an actual species that is cold-blooded, I can kind of wrap my brain around that.
Yeah, and that's what I thought, too. I didn't think of it as, like, I know, like, a bunch of, like, Rosemary was having, like, a really hard time wrapping her head around it, I think. And that's what I thought, too. I was like, well, you know, I can see it.
I loved the kids coming up to Rosemary and they're
that was, and the one just like grabbed her boobs. Oh my gosh, I was like, oh, that's so funny.
And she was like, Sissix said some human ladies don't like it if you touch them there.
Yeah.
Just like stay away from the torso or something.
Like, don't touch anything that's clothed, I think she said.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, that was really funny.
It was funny.
She handled it in stride, though.
Yes, she did.
Know?
Yeah.
She was like, "What's these?" And like, that was the first thing he did. She was like, "You may touch me. What's these?" It's like, oh, let's start there, shall we? And it's just funny. But I mean, I could see because they're slender bodies and stuff, and of course, we have more curves.
Yeah. When they were at the market and there was like an orchid, and Sissix was like, Don't your genitals kind of look like these?" That made me laugh so hard.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was.
You know someone we haven't talked about?
What?
Kizzy. And I really loved Kizzy. Give him your Kate McKinnon.
I love Kizzy as well. So I had bought a while back Ghostbusters with the all-female, which I think is really funny.
I liked it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I watched this before I read this, like, months ago, and all I could see was Kate McKinnon her character in Ghostbusters as Kizzy, like, so perfectly. And so I linked it to Jessica, and I was like, watch this and tell me that that is not Kizzy. Like, that is Kizzy. Like, it's so great.
Yeah.
And
it's perfect.
It is. So
if they make a movie, I want Kate McKinnon to be
I
Kizzy.
would be so devastated if Kate McKinnon is not Kizzy.
I love it. I was so devastated when Lovey died.
I was just about to say that because we didn't talk about that at all. I was like trying not to like speed through it when they were like counting it, you know, and stuff. I was like, don't rush it.
Me
like
too.
You'll know. Like of course she'll come back. And then like she just said like, oh hello, I'm loveless. Like how can I help you or something like that. And then he just like bolted. Like that's all she had to say, and he was gone, and I was just like, my heart broke. And then like Kizzy was crying, and she was like nobody was welcoming her, and everybody was like really upset and trying to like get everything sorted. And
the conversation that Pepper had with her, just like it's been a hard day today, and this is what's happening, and she's like, well. Maybe maybe
I could be that person.
Yeah, and she's like, no, you won't have the same. You won't be the same person.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next book. Comes out March 14th.
Yes.
We've pre-ordered 2 copies.
Yes.
So we'll be reading them together.
And we will definitely be doing a review and discussion on it.
It follows Lovey and Pepper.
Yeah. The new
Lovey.
The new Lovey.
Yeah. Well, old Lovey died.
Yeah.
And she was just about to get her own body. Like,
I know. He had it, and then he was like, no, he changed his mind on it. And then I was like, part of me was like, just can't you, like, plug her in and take what she has left and put it in that body to, like, preserve that or something? But, I mean, I guess not.
They did everything they could do.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, that was upsetting. The Tarimi were interesting. We didn't talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
And
I did not
the person shooting them, I think they never officially said who. I would like to think that it was the one guy who had overheard them talking.
I think
saying that they weren't supposed to be there.
It was for sure, I think. And maybe they'll have something to do with the next book, because it kind of seemed like a new character at the end there.
Yeah, I was surprised they went to their point of view, like his point of view.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for us. We loved. We love this book.
Yes.
So discuss it with us below and let us know what you thought about all the situations that went down in here.
I don't know anyone who doesn't like this book.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
So, and let us know if you're going to pre-order the second one.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you're going to order it.
Because we are.
Maybe we'll do a buddy read with somebody.
That'd be cool.
You guys are getting it and want to do it?
I definitely want to like read it as soon as we get it, and that way we can like have it up and
it's like a new one.
Yeah.
And, yeah, me too.
Cool. I'm excited.
So,
yeah. Okay. When you play the Game of Tomes,
you read or you die.
Come be our friends. I'm Jess, Game of Tomes on Twitter.
And I'm Christeena, GOT.
And we hope you're reading a great book. Bye.
Bye.
I'll put my butt next to your butt.
Actually, he did. So,
it's very cold outside. Let's do this. It's rolling.
Okay. And she deserves. Smells good. So anyway.